Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about adjectives. What are adjectives? Adjectives are words that describe the qualities or states of being of nouns. For example, enormous, dog-like, silly, yellow, fun, fast. They can also describe the quantity of nouns. For example, many, few, millions, 11. Normally, adjectives come before noun. Adjectives modify nouns. Most students learn that adjectives are words that modify or describe nouns. Adjectives do not modify verbs or adverbs or other adjectives. For example, Margaret wore a beautiful hat to the pie eating contest. Furry dogs may overheat in the summertime. My cake should have 16 candles. The scariest villain of all time is Darth Vader. In the sentences above, the adjectives are easy to spot because they come immediately before the nouns they modify. But adjectives can do more than just modify nouns. They can also act as a complement to linking verbs or the verb to be. A linking verb is a verb like to feel, to seem, or to taste that describes a state of being or sensory experience. For example, that cow sure is happy. It smells gross in the locker room. Driving is faster than walking. The technical term for an adjective used this way is predicate adjective. Uses of adjectives. Adjectives tell the reader how much or how many of something you are talking about, which thing you want passed to you, or which kind of something you want. Please use 3 white flowers in the arrangement. 3 and white are modifying flowers. Often, when adjectives are used together, the adjectival phrases, you should separate them with a comma or conjunction. See coordinate adjectives below for more detail. I'm looking for a small, good-tempered dog to keep as a pet. My new dog is small and good-tempered. Degrees of comparison. Adjectives come in 3 forms: absolute, comparative, and superlative. Absolute adjectives describe something in its own right. For example, a cool guy, a messy desk, a mischievous cat, garrulous squirrels. Comparative adjectives, unsurprisingly, make a comparison between 2 or more things. For most one-syllable adjectives, the comparative is formed by adding the suffix er or just r if the adjective already ends with an e. For two-syllable adjectives ending in y, replace y with ier. For multi-syllable adjectives, add the word more. A cooler guy, a messier desk, a more mischievous cat, more garrulous squirrels. Superlative adjectives indicate that something has the highest degree of the quality in question. One-syllable adjectives become superlatives by adding the suffix est or just st for adjectives that already end in e. Two-syllable adjectives ending in y replace y with ist. Multi-syllable adjectives add the word most. When you use an article with a superlative adjective, it will almost always be the definitive article the, rather than a or an. Using a superlative inherently indicates that you are talking about a specific item or items. The coolest guy, the messiest desk, the most mischievous cat, the most garrulous squirrels. There is a general rule that should be applied when writing adjectives in the comparative form. An adjective having 6 letters or less than 6 letters will be usually written with the prefix er. Example, happy, which has 5 letters, will be happier. Pretty, which has 6 letters, will become prettier. An adjective with more than 6 letters will have to be written with the word more. For example, intelligent, with 11 letters, will become more intelligent. Beautiful, with 9 letters, will become more beautiful. This general rule also applies when writing adjectives in the superlative form. An adjective having 6 letters or less than 6 letters will be usually written with the prefix est. For example, happy with 5 letters becomes happiest. Pretty with 6 letters becomes prettiest. An adjective with more than 6 letters will have to be written with the word most. For example, intelligent with 11 letters becomes most intelligent. Beautiful with 9 letters becomes most beautiful. Take a look at this list of adjectives. They are some of the most common adjectives in the English language. Tall, taller, the tallest. Small, smaller, the smallest. Large, larger, the largest. Slow, slower, the slowest. Fast, faster, the fastest. Old, older, the oldest. Cheap, cheaper, the cheapest. Long, longer, the longest. Short, shorter, the shortest. Safe, safer, the safest. High, higher, the highest. These are adjectives with more than 6 letters. Comfortable, more comfortable, the most comfortable. Boring, more boring, the most boring. Interesting, more interesting, the most interesting. Expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. Dangerous, more dangerous, the most dangerous. Popular, more popular, the most popular. Common, more common, the most common. Generous, more generous, the most generous. Difficult, more difficult, the most difficult. Some adjectives do not follow the general rules. They are known as the irregular adjectives. For example, bad, worse, worst. Good, better, best. Far, farther, farthest. Old, elder, eldest. Coordinate adjectives. Coordinate adjectives should be separated by a comma or the word and. Adjectives are said to be coordinate if they modify the same noun in a sentence. This is going to be a long, cold winter. Isabel's dedicated and tireless efforts made all the difference. But just the fact that two adjectives appear next to each other doesn't automatically mean they are coordinate. Sometimes, an adjective and a noun form a single semantic unit, which is then modified by another adjective. In this case, the adjectives are not coordinate and should not be separated by a comma. For example, my cat, Goober, loves sleeping on this tattered woolen sweater. No one could open the old silver locket. Adjectives versus adverbs. As mentioned above, many of us learn in school that adjectives modify nouns and that adverbs modify verbs. But as we've seen, adjectives can also act as complements for linking verbs. This leads to a common type of error, incorrectly substituting an adverb in place of a predicate adjective. An example you've probably heard before is, I feel badly about what happened. Because feel is a verb, it seems to call for an adverb rather than an adjective. But feel isn't just any verb, it's a linking verb. An adverb would describe how you perform the action of feeling. An adjective describes what you feel. I feel badly means that you are bad at feeling things. If you're trying to read Braille through thick leather gloves, then it might make sense for you to say, I feel badly. But if you're trying to say that you are experiencing negative emotions, I feel bad is the phrase you want. It's easier to see this distinction with a different linking verb. Consider the difference between these two sentences. Goober smells badly. Goober smells bad. Goober smells badly means that Goober, the poor thing, has a weak sense of smell. Goober smells bad means Goober stinks, poor us. When nouns become adjectives and adjectives become nouns. One more thing you should know about adjectives is that sometimes a word that is normally used as a noun can function as an adjective, depending on its placement. For example, never try to pet someone's guide dog without asking permission first. Guide is a noun, but in this sentence it modifies dog. It works the other way too. Some words that are normally adjectives can function as nouns. Frank is working on a fundraiser to help the homeless. In the context of this sentence, homeless is functioning as a noun. It can be hard to wrap your head around this if you think of adjectives and nouns only as particular class of words. But the terms adjective and noun aren't just about a word's form, they are also about its function. I hope that you have learned a lot through this video. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again in the next session.